This is the floodplain for the South Branch that feeds into the South Nation River. As you can see in the distance, there's a fence. Usually the branch is contained within the shoreline there, but you can tell it is quite large. Between those two trees is usually a small culvert that you can walk across, and the water is usually about 4 to 5 feet below the top of the culvert. There's probably at this point at least a foot to a foot and a half of water over the culvert. Usually the branch is contained along this little bank that you see opposite me. It usually is not visible from farther up on the flat property where the house is. It continues past that very large, unusually shaped tree and then veers to the southerly direction and follows another area along the back fields here. You can't see how much my other field is flooded at this point, but at times the area in the center that you see is entirely covered. This is still early in the season, but you can see from the other picture that I had put up, which was taken from the house, which you can just barely see through there, and this other building opposite the house, you can tell from here you can't see it very well. And as you can see, we do get quite a few geese on the property, and this is nothing. Usually we have thousands of them during the spring migration. These ones are kind of on the early side, but this shows you how close it encroaches. This is my equipment shed, and the water is quite close to that shed as well. But I'll take another video from a different location to show you if I can actually access that field to any degree as to how much that field will flood, and even more so. Alright, that is the strange tree. The branch usually goes across that way, and as you can see, those trees in the distance on the left follows along those banks. And where all those geese are happens to be my back hayfield. So it shows you that it floods the banks and floods the entire hayfield. And it can actually get quite worse. It can actually go right up onto, almost reaching the top of the banks to the north. It hasn't quite done that. The first year I was here, the spring thaw of 2014, this whole region was totally flooded. It went up to the banks, almost to the fencing. It wiped out some of the fencing along the banks that divide the pastures. So it can be quite severe. Usually it's quite small, quite contained, but during the melt, as you can see, it covers this entire back area of the property. And we do get quite a lot of geese migrating along it. But it does, there's an old hay bale, but it does come up quite a bit.